Tonight, the vacant WWA Tag Team titles will be claimed. A one-night tag team tournament featuring the best of the WWA rocks Central City. This is Hysteria.
well. The perfect pair look like they're right back to their old form right off the bat.
I know. It's great. This is exciting. I mean, spoilers, we're getting to see the winners immediately out of the gate of the whole thing.
Well, I know who your odds-on favorite is.
Absolutely.
But look at this, Black Magic off the top rope, connects with that crossbody.
Looks like Prince Vanderpool, circle of protection black on. That magic's not working on him.
Well, it's amazing. It's like these two haven't lost a step from the last time they tagged up together.
Wow. Definitely appear to be of one mind, and a high five. Finally, Vanderpool seeing some sense. And Alexander Knight, who's smartly left the ring, just completely left the arena. That is incredibly giving of Alexander Knight, letting Vanderpool just shine and handle things himself. He's going to come back. Watch, see? He's back.
Oh, Vanderpool getting a face full of turnbuckle there. And a drop kick to follow. Black Magic is taking it to Prince Vanderpool in there.
Very curious offense there. Wow.
A big splash and a tag is made. Munchie, now the legal guy for the other guys. Well, looks like Magic tossed in some Cheetos.
He's tossing Cheetos to the crowd. I may not understand Munchie, but I gotta give it to him. It's not easy being cheesy. And he makes it look easy.
Look at that. Well studied.
You poke him with a Cheeto? Vanderpool almost got a Cheeto. Crushed! Crushed! Alexander Knight, more of a chili cheese Fritos fan.
Prince Vanderpool probably likes the fish and chips.
Probably.
Oh, and down goes Munchie. Alexander Knight follows up with a pin. A 2 count. You know, the other guys being the newest tag team we've got here versus albeit it's been a while since they've tagged up with one another, the perfect pair of Alexander Knight and Prince Vanderpool. Very experienced in tag team action, especially when compared to these fresh young upstarts.
Snack Magic on the outside trying to rally the crowd for Munchie. That's his name, right?
No, you sound like, oh, a clothesline. And a lateral press for a pin.
Near
Comes
fall.
up short.
What is it that I sound like? What's the matter? Cheeto got your tongue? That's what I thought.
And a knee to the face. Down goes Munchie. Tag is made. The perfect pair working like a well-oiled machine. A machine that just collided knee first. Into Munchie.
Quick tags. A lot of great work between these two.
Oh, look at that.
I think even you have to admit that these two were indeed a perfect pairing. An unexpected pairing when they first got together. With Vanderpool learning a tremendous amount and reaching incredible heights after being under Alexander Knight's tutelage.
Well, and you see there again the tag being made. These two know each other so well. It's like riding a bicycle for these two. The perfect pair has been working in tandem. And they are teaching a lesson in the ring this evening.
Munchie feeling those hunger pains.
Oh, and a miscalculation capitalized by Munchie. Black Magic cleaning house.
Wow.
Whoa. How about that?
Pretty impressive for this fresh pace here.
Oh, could this be it?
No way.
1, 2.
Oh!
Face full of that fence post. And a cutter. Munchie. Could this be it? 1, 2. A heartbeat away. What a big opportunity this could be if the other guys could pull off an upset here. Perhaps they can advance in the tournament tonight.
Munchie cutting the cheese, but it doesn't work.
Well,
That's
look
right.
at this.
Oh, could it be? Munchie doesn't know where he's at.
I think this is it right here. No! Munchie gets the shoulder up. You gotta admire the heart.
As clogged as it probably is.
Oh, would you stop? Oh, did you see that? He had the chain.
I did see it.
Alexander Knight had the chain, and he steals a win.
Absolutely fantastic. Another victory, a chain of victories, as you was putting it. As it's going to continue through the night all the way to the gold. As they're going to chain just win after win together.
It could happen. It could happen. Stay with us. The tag team tournament continues. We're going to have new champions crowned tonight.
Be sure to follow the World Wrestling Alliance online. Catch us on Facebook.com/WWAISNOW, as well as YouTube.com/WWAISNOW. Also, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at WWAISNOW. You want to hear some great theme music? Look for the World Wrestling Alliance on whatever app you get your music from.
It's Bravado. Wait.
Jake Bravado, who, while we're on our tag team tournament here,
Bravado doesn't have a tag team partner. He's not in a tag team. Who's... No. It is! Are we seeing the reformation of the regime?
well, Superior Tony Evans has been relentless in his pursuit of gold since he arrived in the WWA. He's currently the champion. What if he left here? Tag team champion as well tonight.
The absolute best all-around wrestler with the absolute best all-around striker together. Well, these are the winners of the tournament. Right here.
Well, that's what you said about the perfect pair.
Yeah.
It's like Highlander, buddy. There's only one.
We need two sets of belts. I don't know what to do. This is amazing. Can we just go ahead and have that matchup right now? That's going to be the final.
Willie, Finesse, we've seen a lot of tag teams reunite tonight.
I really feel strongly about Willie Finesse tonight. He has a lot of experience in these types of matches. Matches where gold is on the line. Just recently, he was in a match for the WWA title. And I think the same experience that he had there is going to carry through here. He lost. That's what I'm saying. He lost. He's going to do it here.
Well, I think that remains to be seen because he's picked quite a partner. Former WWA champion herself, Lizzy Sixx.
Yeah, okay. Oh, look, and they're vandalizing. That's great. Super classy. Yeah, so we've got one person who couldn't win the title, and the other person who won it, and then immediately said she was injured and had to give it away.
Said she was injured.
She said she was injured.
Well, what is going on here? Who? Did you say, can you tell who that is?
Well, they're in masks and hoodies. No, I don't know who it is. Where's security when we need them? I was looking forward to these two getting beat up, but not by hooded assailants.
That's pretty low.
They hit him with something serious. Lizzy Sixx can't even get up.
Well,
I mean, either that or she's just doing an impersonation of Tanya Harding, Nancy Kerrigan after the Tanya Harding attack. What, too soon?
Yes.
She's going to have to be helped out.
So we'll get some guidance maybe on how they're going to proceed. Maybe
security on top of things after the fact.
So is this a handicap match now?
I don't think she can wrestle. I think that was a crueler joke than what I made. You can't have her still in the match while she's handicapped.
Oh, come on now. That's not what I meant. And now a shoulder being buried right into the abdomen. Willie Finesse is in a bad way in the corner.
Well, fortunately for Willie has a lot of experience against that man, Superior Tony Evans. Oh, just recently he was in a match for the WWA. Oh, I've already gone down this road for the same joke, haven't I? He has experience losing against Superior Tony Evans. Let's see if he can carry that same experience on through to Bravado. Clubbing shot.
That's those strikes that you were talking about earlier. And the raw power doesn't hurt as well. Bravado. Has the upper hand in what has become a handicap match. A 2-on-1 contest as some mystery attackers attack Lizzy Sixx.
If we can get some information on that, is there anybody in the back that can find out what's going on, that can tell us something?
This seems like something you would know. You don't know anything?
No!
And a clothesline.
It's one of the reasons why I'm so upset.
You're mad because they didn't tell you.
Right. Somebody should have. I could have gotten pre-excited about it.
Well, Willie Finesse is in major trouble.
Some of that striking wearing off on Superior Tony Evans. Where is Where is his help when he needs it? They both got attacked by the same person, or same people.
Superior Tony Evans just relentless in his attack here. Lateral press, good for 2.
Some sage advice from Bravado telling Willie Finesse to stay down.
Suplex.
Great ring awareness from Willie Finesse, putting his feet on the ropes, but he wasn't being pinned, so it didn't matter. That's how out of it he is.
Well, I think you would be too if you'd endured the 2-on-1 beating that's going on here.
He can choose to keep his shoulders down at any point in time. This is his fault at this point.
Well, you might have accidentally stumbled onto a point that maybe his heart has got the best of him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I had a good point. Oh, come on.
Willie Finesse will not give up. These fans are rallying behind him.
Really important discussion going on between Superior Tony Evans.
Well, look at this. When it's 2-on-1, do you really need to Distract the official? I mean, come on.
Distract?
That is some of the lowest garbage in these two.
Look at the smile on Superior Tony Evans.
Look at that. Bravado using that foot for leverage.
Oh, no. Oh, no, look. Evans has something in his eye. It may have a chipped bone on it. Oh, it looks like he's going to be okay. Thank God. I was really worried there. Fortunately, the referee was right there to help him out.
Willie Finesse fighting back. Oh, look at this, an arrogant pin.
There's no point in wasting any energy that you don't have to.
Now, look at that. That is clearly an illegal chokehold.
I don't see anybody getting thrown out.
Oh, Willie Finesse goes into that turnbuckle hard.
Can you believe the disrespect Willie Finesse has slapping Superior Tony Evans like that? Those are the future tag team champions right there that he's disrespecting.
Willie Finesse is on his feet, at least for the moment. Can Willie Finesse pull through?
No.
He is on the ropes. I don't know how much more he can take. And there's a tag. This tag team match thrown off the rails by those mystery assailants. We still don't have an update on who that might have been. But I'm sure everyone following along at home is dying to find out who was behind that.
Absolutely. And why?
Superior Tony Evans charging in, and now Bravado. Willie Finesse using his speed and goes off the top. Nails them both with a cross body. Willie Finesse will never give up.
He's so annoying. Stop him.
Dives through the ropes. The regime is down. Willie Finesse somehow mounting an offense.
He can't have anything left in the tank.
Look, maybe this was part of his strategy. The old rope-a-dope. He absorbed everything they had. And look who's standing tall. Stomping a mud hole in Bravado. He did it. He pulled the rope-a-dope on these two. I mean, that's an incredible strategy. He was speaking the long game. Those two thought they had this wrapped up a long time ago. And now Willie Finesse.
No way!
Off the top, frog splash across the ring. It connects. He's got him covered.
Something in his eye.
That should
Superior
be, that
Tony
should
Evans.
be three.
Oh.
Tony Evans has the official distracted.
Can we get an optometrist out here? Seriously.
What a tough break and a thumb to the eye. And
he's going to be okay. Count it. 1, 2, 3. Oh. Thank heavens for Tony Evans.
Well, the regime advances. The team of
the Superior Combo.
Superior Tony Evans and Jake Bravado advancing to the next round of the tournament. Stay with us. There is so much more tag team to come. This is Hysteria.
Hey fans, Drake Jaxon here with the Hysteria update. The next episode of Hysteria will be the final episode of 2019. It also just happens to be the 100th episode of Hysteria. The newly returned Jordan Whittaker gets his shot at the WWA Championship when he takes on Superior Tony Evans. Also, it has been confirmed that the Tag Team Championships and the National Championship will all be defended. Speaking of the Tag Team Championships, let's continue tonight's tournament. Jones and Officer Andre, also known as the Village Little People, take on a reformed Church of the Misfits as Josiah and Andrew Hunter have reluctantly reformed.
Well, Officer Andre thinks outside of the box. He will take on anyone of any size.
All right, there we go. A fair contest. Take on somebody his own size.
Oh. Andre land a smackdown.
Officer Andre does have quite a bit of strength in that tiny package. As displayed there. But Andrew Hunter able to escape. Roll up.
Look at that. Some quick thinking from Andre.
Gets him in a small package and almost
DDT.
Picks up the win. Jones now. From pint size to king size. That's dangerous for Jones to be putting some offense inside the corner of Josiah.
One, two. I think Officer Andre got him by surprise, which is not something that often happens to Andrew Hunter.
Will Josiah even help out Andrew Hunter? That's something we haven't talked about. Because you got to think that if they do work in concert like we've seen, I mean, he's not doing anything. Has the tag been made? The tag has been made. Josiah don't look happy about it, though.
Well, the fans taking it to Andrew Hunter verbally.
Well, I guess we don't have to worry about them winning the tag team tournament. They obviously still hate each other as much as ever.
Well, that's the thing, though. As good as they were, even dysfunctional, they're better than a lot of tag teams at their best.
Oh, without question. You remember a few years ago when we had that tag team tournament that ended in the titles high above the ring, and the Church of the Misfits came in and won, even though they weren't in it to begin with.
Well, that was a legal tag, but not a friendly one. You want to talk about the friction that might be brewing under the surface there.
Under the surface? I'm pretty sure that's boiling over.
Oh! He's got him covered. 2 count.
Pride is still going to make these two not want to get beat. And they both still enjoy. Oh, wow. Actively avoiding the tag.
Well, you know, when you stop and think about it, it makes you wonder how those two could ever trust anyone.
I don't think they've ever trusted anyone. It's one of the things that makes them so lethal.
Well, you know, when you have a tag team run like they had, you just kind of gel, you mold into.
Tag. Have you ever seen Josiah? I know you think that Josiah's done some kind of massive shift or something, but have you ever seen Josiah just not interested to kick the teeth out of somebody?
And Jones backed into the opposing corner.
Hunter excited to get back in there, catches a breath and puts on the attack. Josiah encouraging the fans to chant Andrew sucks. Andre reaching out. He should be allowed a longer rope. Just to make things even.
Well, you know, the length of Jones's arm, we've talked about how sometimes submission holds, he can be a bit more vulnerable because when you have more arm and more legs, sometimes those moves can do even more damage.
For a second there, it looked like the weirdest rendition of the Sistine Chapel I'd ever seen.
Yeah, in other words, it hurt. And so did that. Oh, now Andrew Hunter. Looked like a thumb in the eye from here.
Andre does kind of look like a cherub. Tag is made. Again, much to the... Oh, wow! A thumb in the eye in retaliation for Andrew tagging in Josiah, who really didn't want to be in this.
Well, I'll tell you what, they're going to have to try and wrap this one up soon because their tempers are just building to a boil.
Oh, you know what? I bet these two they're faking it. These two are probably the masked people that took out Lizzy Sixx.
Well, now, what do you have to base that on?
Well, they're both vicious, vile people, despite you thinking that Josiah has finally seen the light.
All right, well, I'm not going to go hurling around accusations.
Okay,
but you're right. They fit that MO. I wouldn't cross them off the list either.
Similar build. Those masked assailants were wearing all black. Who else wears all black? It was either the Church of the Misfits or was our two referees.
Well, Colombo, you don't have to go further than this match to
You want to try that again?
No.
Okay.
Jones is down.
Wait, you don't think it was the two referees, do you?
A cover. Look at that, Andrew Hunter.
Both these men have suffered a lot of damage against each other. But here comes Andre. Andre, no thousand.
Stunner. And Andre trying to shift the tide in this match. Tag is made. Jones now the legal guy for the Village Little people. The fans have really gotten behind him so far tonight.
Oh! Tag.
Was a pint-sized Bronco buster. And now a stunner. Officer Andre makes the tag.
Just at the time that it looked like Josiah was going to try to do something. Jones could be setting it up. Reversal. Tag.
Did he do that on purpose? I don't think Josiah was expecting that.
Josiah hasn't been expecting any of them. Where have you been? He certainly hasn't been wanting them.
You know, I think the longer that Jones and Andre can hang on, the better their chances. Oh, look at that.
What?
They might have had the match here. Some words being exchanged. Well, it looks like they were not able to put all their differences aside.
You think?
Well, in case there was any question, now you know. Hawkins with the 3 count. And Andre, the Village Little People, will be advancing. Can you believe it?
No! No, I can't!
They are a step closer as we continue our tag team tournament. The WWA Tag Team Championship to be decided.
Wait. They're still fighting!
Oh, gosh! We got to get those two separated.
Security and everybody's running to the back!
Wow! Well, hey, you never know what's going to happen around here.
You
Stay
might
with
say
us.
it's hysteria!
Right on the money.
Did you know that you miss over half the WWA's exciting action by just watching online? Check out the World Wrestling Alliance when they come near you. Event info and ticket prices can be found on Facebook.com/WWAISNOW.
Representing the system in this tag team tournament, Dakota, France, and superstar Waddell teaming up. You want to talk about a decorated tag team?
No.
No, we're gonna.
Fine. The system is a decorated tag team. There! Are you happy? These two men have done it all and have been here through every war and battle. They have held multiple gold. Dakota, France is the longest reigning national champion in WWA history. Waddell is a constant threat to the top.
Well, it's nice to see these two back together again.
Waddell also a constant threat to common decency and style, but I digress.
Well, I tell you that the Tag Team Championship on the line in this tournament, we've seen a lot of folks turn up. They thought to themselves, if I was going to be the Tag Team Champion, who would I pick? And a lot of these guys looked at their past, and they've done well in the tournament tonight.
But nobody perhaps has done better than the man that started it all. CCW is done littering all over the place with his litter cannon. Maybe we can start the damn match. Yes, yes, yes. Jordan Whittaker's back. Yay.
Well, I think the fans spoke loud and clear.
Central City, this is...
The fans chanting Bad Company.
Not all of them.
Central City, this is your final first round match in the November Rain Tag Team Championship Tournament. Introducing first, weighing in at 185 pounds, Dakota, France. His tag team partner weighs in at 240 pounds. He is the Man-Bun Mastodon, the Southpaw Hotshot, Superstar Ray Waddell. Together they are the System.
Well, you realize what's going to happen here. Same thing that happened in the last match. The better team is going to end up collapsing and handing the win to the weaker team.
And 45 pounds. He is the world-class kicker of ass, CCW. And his tag team partner weighs in at 225 pounds. 204 pounds. Jordan Whittaker. Together they are Bad Company.
Well, it's great to see Jordan Whittaker back in the WWA. He's lean and mean.
He's definitely dropped quite a bit of weight for his return.
Think about his agility.
Oh, he's going to be even more lethal than ever before.
I can't wait to see what he does here tonight.
Question is will it affect his strength or endurance? Now, as I was saying, before in the last one, we had the Church of the Misfits, obviously had already broken up, stuck back together for this, and crumbled under the weight of their hate for each other.
Well, they tried, but they just could not keep that from boiling over.
Meanwhile, you've got the System on one side and the even stronger Bad Company. But Jordan Whittaker has abandoned that man, CCW.
Oh, come on. It wasn't like that.
And CCW was a member of another group, Pop Quiz Hotshot. What group was that?
Well, that's the System, of course.
That's right. Very good. Obviously, that's what's going to happen. CCW is going to turn on Jordan Whittaker, and the System will go on to win the tag team tournament.
Well, I'm just in awe of the confidence of Dakota, France.
I'm always
just telling CCW to lay down. Like, why? That's like poking a bear right there. Why would you do that? These guys know how to push each other's buttons.
They certainly do.
And part of that drives the best out of one another.
Oh, he's going to do it.
Oh, come on.
You were wrong. Oh!
Well, I almost made a mockery of him. Look, Ray scolding his partner.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Off the ropes.
CCW putting some starch on that.
CCW weakening that arm of Dakota France. He seems laser focused on it. We might see a strategy unfolding here.
Oh, wow. Well, that's it. Count it. 1, 2.
Yeah, we've seen these two have some epic battles over the years.
We have indeed.
And when you want to talk about two of the best tag teams in the WWA of all time, these two have to be on the list. The fans getting a dream match in this tag team tournament.
It's almost a dream match tournament, honestly.
Yeah, the whole thing, yeah, top to bottom.
Some of the best tag teams in the history of the company back together.
Well, it's all about that tag team championship tonight, and these tag teams have been focused on that, even if they couldn't get over their dislike of one another. When that gold's on the line, sometimes you can put differences aside. It's worth a try. And that soup elbow connects. The fans asking for another one. Dakota France knows what that means. He's out of there. No, thank you.
It's not a hug team tournament. It's just a tag team tournament. You just have to tag your partner.
Well, this should be interesting. We've seen these two at each other's throats before.
Well, they're brothers.
That's bound to happen from time to time. But they have been getting along for a long time. It'll be really interesting to see these two in a sporting contest. I mean, you think it might devolve into one of those fights like you have with siblings growing up?
God, I hope so.
We'll see if they can keep it in the rules.
Why? You hear that? Ray Waddell crying for the ref to make CCW let go of the hair. If you're gonna make a handle on the back of your head, you should expect it to be grabbed.
Oh, little brother, what have you done? You want to talk about poking the bear? Brothers know how to push one another's buttons.
Nobody knows how to push CCW's buttons better.
Well,
you often talk about people knowing each other really well, but these two truly do better than anyone else.
Brother against brother.
You gotta think it's gotta be Ray Waddell living out every little brother's dream by having the opportunity to kick his big brother's ass.
Well, I imagine that's a desire of many a young sibling.
Opportunity my little brother has never been able to live out. He's tried.
The fans want Jordan
fans are going to have to wait. He's in a match right now.
They want him in the action. CCW.
Going to hit Jordan across the chest. That's what usually happens when he asks the crowd to quiet down.
Look, Jordan Whittaker is focused. He's ready. He's been dying to get back in the WWA ring.
Waddell trying to get the crowd to quiet down. Maybe he's going to bring in Jordan too. Timeout being called.
A timeout.
Yes, that's what that means. When you hold one hand on top of the other in a T, it's a timeout.
There's no timeouts in wrestling.
Are we wrestling right now? Thank you. There it is. See? Nice friendly handshake. Time in. Oh! Oh, no. Wasn't officially called.
Jordan's back on his feet. Superstar Waddell is a bit beside himself right now. He's trying to calculate the best way to get a tag in. Or at least going back to his corner for some advice.
And so is Jordan. Waddell trying to blitz Jordan Whittaker. Newfound agility out of Whittaker.
He is back with a vengeance this evening. Yeah, I was speechless at that, coming off the ropes like a missile. Clothesline, nobody home. Oh, well, Ray pulling some stuff out of the playbook that we haven't seen him do in a long time tonight.
He's a wise guy.
Well, when you start palling around with your buddies, sometimes it happens. Oh, he might have paid the price for upsetting Big Brother this time, and now Jordan Whittaker also in on the action.
Concentrated efforts now. A meeting of the minds. Oh, a little do-si-do.
Dual spine busters.
Yeah, from the brothers. Is this it? Are we going to have the Waddell show reunite?
I mean, you want to talk about some epic tag teams. let's not forget these two as a tag team.
These two, this is it, right here. The winners of the whole tournament. The Waddell Show. I called it.
Well, you've been making predictions all night. I don't know.
No, I haven't. This is the first one.
I'm not putting any weight on any of your predictions, because this night has been anything but. I wonder how much money you lost betting on this tournament.
Officially, I don't bet. You know that.
Oh, and a hard right hand.
Man! Mashed his hand into CCW's face. You're not supposed to do that to your own tag partner.
Well, the system seems to have the upper hand at the moment.
Well, just as I thought, we don't see a reunion of the Waddell Show.
Well, that's something to think about, though. We've had a dream team of tag team action tonight, but in order to get these two teams, of course, the Waddell Show ended up facing each other in this tournament.
Instead, it's the system in bad company. Look at the pain on CCW's face. Hurts just to look at it.
Southpaw laying it in.
Oh! A lot of smack talk in there as well.
Cannonball.
You know, smack talk is something that happens in all sports. But you got to think, between brothers, it's got to be something like, you remember that time you took the last cookie and didn't let me have any? Bam!
Yeah, I bet there's a lot of pent-up stuff when those two face off against each other. No doubt, as any brothers know.
Wow.
One, two. CCW reaching for that tag, but he's got a long way to go. Well, some words being exchanged there, too. You know, those two have known each other a long time. You could say they're like brothers.
Okay. They're like brothers. There.
Well, the superstar laser focused on his real brother right now.
They have spent the majority of the time in the ring. They could be plotting out how they're going to turn on their respective tag team partners.
crossbody. He's got Dakota France up. Well, Jordan Whittaker is on a roll right now.
Split-legged.
Bad company now in the driver's seat.
Could this be it? Bad company about to deliver a bad time.
Well, I think they've got him here. 1, 2. Oh, but a senton out of nowhere from superstar Ray Waddell. Oh, and that DDT spiked him on his head.
A cannon ton or a sit ball. Oh!
Oh, and that rolling elbow
To the back of the neck.
that is lights out. Dakota France.
The system about to become new. Tag team tournament movers honors.
Oh, I thought they had him right there. Arguing with the official. Jordan Whittaker back on his feet.
You see the bounce in his step.
Well, he went for that rolling elbow.
Well, there answers the question about the strength. Oh my God!
Well, there's your answer. It is bad company standing tall right now. And oh! Jordan Whittaker springing off the ropes.
What?
Oh, it's those masked assailants.
Oh, there's more of them now. It can't be the refs. We don't have that many. What's going on?
Well, yeah, now there's 3 of them.
They just dragged CCW off to the back. It can't be the Church of the Misfits.
Well, something strange is going on here tonight.
Where's our security?
Oh, look at that!
The winners of this contest, the Sixx.
Dakota France catching that spear and turning it into a pinfall. I don't think I've ever seen anyone reverse a spear like that.
No!
And Dakota France.
Jordan upset now that CCW abandoned him, not knowing that these masked assailants drug his tag team partner off.
Well, hopefully we'll get some answers.
Hello! Hey folks, I'm WWE Hall of Famer Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and you're watching WWA Hysteria. Tough guy, ho!
Well, we are now into the next round of our tag team tournament tonight.
we will see by the end of the night the perfect pair.
Well, you've said that about someone in every match, that they were going to win the tournament tonight.
Well, there's a lot of incredible talent tonight.
Well, the winner in this round will go on to that championship contest later tonight. Tag team triple threat, tornado tag rules. But let's not forget the big X factor tonight. I don't know if we've even mentioned this yet.
What?
Tyler Hawkins and Logan Legit will be in the main event. They've earned that bye.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Into the championship match.
That is right.
So they're coming into the championship match fresher than the teams that have fought and clawed their way into the second round.
Now you have accused me of saying that everybody is going to win. Well, let me prove you wrong, because here's a team that is not going to win. It's the short arm of the law, Officer Andre. In fact, he's so short, neither one of us even saw him come in. He's shorter than a guardrail.
You be nice to Andre. You might better get used to him being a tag team champion.
Hey, I'm protected behind someone bigger than him, a guardrail. And Jones.
Little people, Jones and Officer Andre. Well, I gotta say, if you want to talk about a team maybe having a Cinderella story tonight, wouldn't it be this tag team, the Village Little People, with a first-round victory over the Church of the Misfits?
Yes!
You want to talk about a bracket buster of a match earlier? Here we've got the Village Little People, who are perhaps one step away from that tag team championship match. A spot in the final contest hangs in the balance in this match. You know, Alexander Knight and the Perfect Pair stealing that victory over the other guys, using that chain and a cheap shot.
Cheap shot.
And just like that,
what?
The Perfect Pair. Hey, there it is. Not tonight.
What?
Not tonight.
A referee trying to plant something on Alexander Knight. Is he going to give it to Jones? You want to talk about the Perfect Pair using a chain? The Village Little People used an entire evil person in Josiah. What's more powerful, a chain or Josiah?
Well, it was a unexpected turn of events. This whole night, I think he could. Oh, look at that, another chain.
What's he? He needs that to keep his pants up.
There's the bell. We are officially underway. And Jones is fired up to start this one off, but Prince Vanderpool, sneak attack from behind. Toss it Jones to the outside. Officer Andre. Andre has cleared out the ring.
Oh, man!
He's tripped by Alexander Knight.
A short fall.
Jones trying to come to the rescue, but our official, Ben Richardson, has been on top of things tonight. Finding not one, but two chains on Alexander Knight. fans rallying behind Andre. Andre down.
And much to the dismay of Jones, who's really hoping that Officer Andre would lead him down the yellow brick road so he could get that belt that he preciously needs. Singing If I Only Had a Belt. He does kind of look like somebody that could use some courage. No, a heart. That's what the straw man was.
Oh, look at this. Has he got another chain? Are you serious?
Wait, no, it was the Tin Man that needed a heart. Oh, he needed a brain. That's right. Like one that he could use to choose a better tag team partner with. More like village idiots than village little people. The Perfect Pair, meanwhile, has done an amazing job reigniting that incredible spark that they had the last time they were tag team champions, so they can do it again. Deal made. And it's
a handshake.
Oh.
Oh. A boot to the face for Andre.
Wow.
A cover. Andre's going at him full steam, but look at this. Alexander Knight grabs Andre by the hair.
I think for people of that size, it's called the scruff. Oh!
Well, he managed to connect with a headbutt to the midsection, and he's turned the tide.
Stunners!
Down goes Alexander Knight, and a tag is made. Jones is in. Here comes Jones.
Whipping that giant leg out. Oh, no.
But it was Prince Vanderpool who took the brunt of it.
Oh! Did you see the height that Jones got him up in the air?
Well, look at this. Speaking of height and Jones, he's up on the top rope. Oh, and a clothesline.
Vanderpool eats it again.
You don't think it? Do you think Alexander Knight did that on purpose? It almost looked to me like he pulled Vanderpool into the line of crossfire. 1, 2. Vanderpool with the save.
Black hole slam. Almost ended it. And no, I don't think he did it on purpose. If anything, Vanderpool did it on purpose. He probably pushed Alexander Knight out of the way to save him. That's how good these two were.
You think he'd really do that for Alexander Knight?
Absolutely. He's remembering what a great mentor Alexander Knight was to him.
Well, look at this.
And a wonderful friend.
Oh, Jones escaped it. Andre taking advantage of the opportunity.
Jones!
No.
A GTS!
He got him. 1, 2. Alexander Knight with the save. He got there just in the nick of time.
Who did he save?
Alexander Knight.
Yeah, who did Alexander Knight save?
Prince Vanderpool, his tag team partner.
Exactly. You don't think he would have done that, do you?
Oh, look at this.
They're discussing strategy.
Look, there's another chain. Vanderpool says we're not doing it that way, but I guess Alexander Knight says yes, we are.
What?
Prince Vanderpool's better than that.
Why would Prince Vanderpool do that?
A murder go-round. Oh, what do these two got in store here?
No!
The winners of this contest, the Village Little People.
Well, you want to talk about an underdog in the tag team tournament here. The Village Little People. Andre and Jones. The Cinderella story so far in this tournament. They're going to our main event tonight. They're going to be taking on Tyler Hawkins and the winner between the Regime and the System in a tag team triple threat match in our main event. Andre's got a title shot. And Jones.
I knew it. I knew it was going to happen. There's no way we can trust Prince Vanderpool.
Stay with us. The national title is on the line next.
This is the Monster Abyss.
This is the never-ending nightmare, Crazy Steve.
We are Decay, and you are watching WWA
Hysteria.
I have an important update. I went and talked to the medical staff, and Superior Tony Evans has been cleared to participate. His eye is just fine.
Making their way to the ring, the team of Jake Bravado and Tony Evans, the Machine.
You may remember that he got something in it right at the end of the last match that they fought in.
Well, he looks fine to me.
Well, he is, that's what I'm telling you. Also, his eye is healed.
It's a miracle.
I've also found out that nobody knows anything about these terrorists, these bandits, these foul people that apparently security can't do anything about from interrupting matches.
Well, it's been twice now this evening that we've had those masked assailants out here wreaking havoc in this tournament.
Hopefully that's it.
Well, we don't have any update as far as who's behind it. We've got our best folks on it, but we don't know. And I'm not going to hurl any accusations like some people.
You mean the WWA has their best folks on it?
Yeah.
Well, then Lizzy, Sixx, and CCW have no hope of ever being found.
Well, that's not very nice.
I didn't think it was.
Well, you know, here's two tag teams that have no love lost for each other. We've seen these guys tear each other apart. And it seemed like most, if not all, of the participants in this match had kind of moved on back to the singles division. And yet, as fate would have it, these two teams are crossing paths.
Well,
in this tournament,
there's an interesting point to be made here. The regime is going to win.
You sound pretty confident about that.
I'm always confident about everything. Have we met? Think about it. The entire reason the regime was formed was because of the system. It was the new, up-and-coming, incredible talent that was here to tell the old fogies that your time is done. Of these 4 men, one of them is the current WWA champion. Is it one of the old fogies or one of the new talented superstars?
Well, I'm looking at one superstar right now. That's superstar Ray Waddell. And yeah, you want to talk about somebody that has what it takes to beat someone like Tony Evans. Superstar Ray Waddell is perfectly capable. He'll give him a run like no other.
At least he shows some respect and does the hand thing when he talks about superior Tony Evans, unlike my broadcast partner. Meanwhile, sad Tom Holland looks on to officiate the action. You're an official. Don't ask the crowd. They don't know.
Superior Tony Evans burying that shoulder right into the solar plexus, trying to knock the wind out of superstar Ray Waddell. It was to no avail, though. Superstar Ray Waddell mounting an offense here. Oh, and a chop. And another. Well, I can't say I've ever seen that before. I'm not even quite sure what to call it, but he followed it up with a senton for good measure.
It's like a slamwich.
A slamwich, I love it. A sandwich of a different flavor.
The first one was a double-decker sandwich.
There you go. Off the ropes. That drop kick finds its target, and now superior Tony Evans trying to get away, but found himself cornered. Dakota France going for the win. No. Jake Bravado was ready to jump in there. Did you see that, Lyle?
I was watching. Bravado is a good tag team partner.
Well, a good tag team partner should always have your back. Oh, German suplex. And look at this, Dakota France, those tag team instincts kicking in. He's got Tony Evans in his corner now.
Oh, come on.
That was more insult than injury. Confident. making the tag now.
Oh, no, it could be a lot of injury. Who knows what kind of germs Dakota France is carrying. That's disgusting. It's unhygienic.
Well, I certainly wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of it. Oh!
That was some really creative offense there.
Oh, and into the corner post.
Oh, Ray's done. He's going to forfeit right now. He's going to tap. The regime moves on to the finals. Pressure being put onto that injured shoulder.
Bravado taking it to superstar Ray Waddell. Got him over for that suplex. Now a lateral press, 1-2. Superstar Ray Waddell almost there for the tag, but intercepted by Jake Bravado.
Great psychology there. Almost letting him get the tag, making him think he's got hope, and then crushing him right in the last moment.
Well, just an extra layer of mean.
That's what makes the regime great. Wise words from Jake Bravado, telling our referee he needs to pick up the pace. A little bit of a slow count, I agree.
Well, that's why you're out here and not in there.
No, it's not. I'm out here because inside there, I can smell all the people in this room. I don't like that.
These fine folks here in Central City don't deserve that kind of verbal abuse from you.
You're right. I am way too good for them.
There's the tag. Superior Tony Evans now the legal man.
Wow. Another stomp to that shoulder. These fine folks in Central City are way too good for the performance of Superior Tony Evans and Jake Bravado. But they're getting that anyway.
Well, a smart strategy from Superior Tony Evans going after the left arm and shoulder. A superstar Ray Waddell neutralizing that elbow.
Of course, the winner of this will move on to a three-way tag team match for the championship, where the regime will go on to pick up the gold.
Well, we'll see about that already. Oh, look at this, some cheap shots on the other side from Bravado.
No shots. That's more of a choke.
Oh, look at this. Tony Evans is up.
Coast to coast. Oh, my God.
Jake Bravado gets the brunt of that. The coast to coast doesn't hit its mark. A crash landing into his tag team partner. Bravado down on the outside. Superstar Ray Waddell desperately looking for the tag. Can he make it over there? Tony Evans distracted by his partner being knocked out cold. And here comes Dakota France. Clothesline over the top. Now France taking the fight to Bravado. Dakota France fighting back from the apron. Oh! Start your engines. Oh! Dakota 500 finds its mark. A headbutt in desperation, but it's effective. And the southpaw hot shot, showing exactly why they call him that. And here comes Dakota France. 1, 2. Oh. Did he get him?
No, he didn't. Fortunately, the referee has a good, steady count. What the?
Well,
that's a regulation width for the ropes. Oh my! Wow!
oh, and a shove.
Into a spear! Wow!
Well, that was a unexpected turn of events, but superstar Ray Waddell saves his partner. You know, it seemed like the system, we're almost there, now spine buster.
Oh!
Super kick!
What's about to happen now?
1, 2.
Oh! I can't take this!
Dakota France reaching deep and kicking out. The winner of this one moves on to our main event and a title shot. They are putting it all on the line here. Oh, now come on. Super kick.
What?
Down goes Evans. Look at this. That's a cover. That should be 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, but the referee is napping on the job.
This is not good.
I know. Where can we get a good referee?
Oh, look at this. Bravado's got a hammer. Bravado's got a hammer.
That's going to hurt like hell.
Oh.
What?
Well, there you go.
Oh, come on.
Turnabout is fair play.
Throw him out of there. Throw Dakota France out of there.
Oh. Superior Tony Evans finding that hammer and seizing the opportunity. 1, 2, 3.
The winners of this contest, the Machine.
A clean victory.
It was payback for using the belt.
A clean victory. Would you please? Well, the regime advancing. Gonna take on the Village Little People. And Tyler Hawkins and Logan Legit. The Tag Team Championship coming up in a triple threat match. It is set. But first, the national title. Stonewall taking on Nick Willis tonight. This is Hysteria.
Wrestling, a love and a passion we all share. I've started a wrestling brand. A brand founded on the aspects of wrestling. Two entities working together to create a product that connect emotionally for people everywhere. From counting the lights in your local armory to main eventing in Korakuen Hall in Tokyo, Japan. Collar and elbow, the wrestling brand.
Well, the national title is on the line tonight, and Nick Willis gets an opportunity for gold.
Yeah, he could have had 2 opportunities for gold tonight, but no! That man right there used to be part of one of the historically greatest tag teams in the history of the WWA. Had an opportunity to reform the Flight Club and turned it down last time we were in Evansville. So now he has to get his butt kicked for the national title.
Well, Stonewall, now the national champion. You know, Nick Willis, I know him, he's going to throw everything he's got into this match, but
is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the WWA National Championship. Introducing first, the challenger, weighing in at 175 pounds from Livermore, Kentucky, Nick Willis. His opponent weighing in at 350 pounds, and he is the reigning, defending WWA National Champion. This is Stonewall.
Yeah, okay. He's gonna throw everything he's got at Stonewall's fist, fall down, and get pinned. That's the way this is gonna work. I would rather be hit by that belt than by Stonewall.
look, here's the thing though. Nick Willis has proven himself time and time again to be one of the most agile competitors that we have in the WWA. He's going to use that to his advantage, or at least try to.
We've seen agile people try to take on Stonewall before.
Well, the key to it is to try and get Stonewall off his vertical base. All the guys who've been studying the tape with Stonewall, they know that's your only hope. You got to get him off those big old tree trunks.
Well, there is one thing that Nick Willis has an advantage over Stonewall, and that is his complete recklessness with his own body.
Well, and he'll need every bit of that momentum and physics on his side against someone who's so much larger. You know, it looked like he might have been trying to go for a German suplex there, but it wasn't going to happen. Stonewall now making him pay the price.
Well, it certainly isn't going to be brains over brawn.
See, there's that size advantage again coming into play. Nick Willis coming at it as fast as he can.
Willis is somebody who feeds off the crowd extremely well.
Stonewall trying to get away. Oh, here we go. Here's that raw power.
Just mauled.
He's like, oh, you want to do a German suplex to somebody? Let me show you how it's done. Stonewall is not messing around tonight.
Is there a night Stonewall is messing around? Because,
well, no.
That scares me.
Well, it seemed like Nick Willis was onto something there for a minute, but Stonewall really taking the wind out of his sails.
Stonewall's the kind of guy that if he wants a steak for dinner, he just walks up to a cow and submits the cow into becoming dinner.
Nick Willis getting introduced to the ring post.
Oh, no. Oh!
Well, you know, Nick Willis has already been acquainted with the ring post. He just wanted to introduce Stonewall.
Well, now the proper introductions have been made. There's 3 more.
Well, I thought he might have knocked him out with that one, but Nick Willis.
Did that just happen?
Yeah. You want to talk about the element of surprise? Nick Willis definitely didn't see that coming.
How?
That's part of what makes Stonewall so dangerous. He's so powerful, yet so agile. Oh, look at this, though. 1, 2.
Well, that's just going to make the big man mad.
Oh! He connected.
He may have knocked him silly. Follows up. Can this be it?
Well, it's within striking distance, I think, for Nick Willis. Can he ramp it up? Can he seal the deal here? Oh! Oh! Did you see the height on that?
I did. I thought for sure we had a brand new record of number of ribs broke. Nick Willis in a very bad position. Normally he commands a lot of power from that height. Oh! Oh, you're kidding me.
Well, there we go. He had to use that momentum to his advantage. Was it enough? No.
Close. That old adage, the bigger they are, the harder they fall, especially when it's from that height.
Well, Nick Willis has achieved one of the things that some opponents have not done, and that was to get Stonewall off his feet.
Oh.
Problem is when he gets back up and does that. Choke slam from way downtown.
Did you see the follow through on that?
I can tell you that's one he's going to be feeling tomorrow. You wake up and you feel like you've been in a car wreck.
Oh, no. Oh, cutting off the oxygen. Right across the windpipe, Willis.
Nick Willis taking flight there. He's executing precisely the strategy that he needs to.
This is what we were talking about, that reckless abandon.
He's got to throw everything he's got at him if he wants to leave here the national champion.
But you can see it's taking a toll on his own gas tank. Putting it out that hard and fast means you can't last forever. Oh. Well, 2 out of 4 checked.
Yeah, these two getting well acquainted with the ring post tonight. Might as well add the barricades to the list. No. Stonewall seems like he's just toying with Willis now. Taking time to mouth off to the fans.
Willis, well on his way to having a new national health care plan. Because he's going to need it.
Well, Stonewall has just put a chair into the ring.
This isn't that kind of match, is it?
Not to my knowledge, but of course, the national championship wouldn't change hands in a disqualification, so how concerned do you think Stonewall is about a count out here? Oh! Well, they both met 2 ring posts tonight.
Now they get to choose.
Nick Willis turned that into a DDT.
Nick Willis has an offense that seems to be specifically an Achilles heel for Stonewall. He hasn't been able to really figure out what direction Willis is coming from at any given time.
Well, that's a good point. Nick Willis's offense has been very defensive in nature, where he uses Stonewall's own momentum against him, applying the principles like you might in judo. In a lot of his offense, it's really kind of a defense.
Just did it again, but can he capitalize? Oh!
Well, a knee to the temple.
The low fuel light looks like it's on in Nick Willis. Doesn't he have enough left in the tank?
Well, I told you he was going to throw everything he had into it. Nick Willis keeping that offense going.
A top rope sling blade. Oh, this is a bad place for Stonewall to be. And a dangerous place for Nick Willis. Willis looks like he just didn't quite have the energy to pull that move off quick enough.
And a running slam, 1, 2.
Oh, he's getting weaker and weaker, barely able to kick out of that. Meanwhile, like a semi-truck, Stonewall looks like he's about to switch over to his other fuel tank.
Well, you know, that's one of the things that Stonewall tends to be able to pick his shots a bit when he wants to expend energy.
Well, that referee's got some cojones on him.
Oh, and a chair shot.
No way! No way!
There's the cover.
No!
1, 2.
Cheaters never prosper.
Well, Nick Willis willing to do whatever it takes.
Cheating is not how you win a championship.
It was really more of an equalizer, and still Stonewall on the attack now. Some quick offense, and now Nick Willis going up to the top. What is he doing?
Oh, no!
Oh! An electric chair drop. Oh, no, and a package pile driver. I think this one's going to be it, Lyle.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
The winner of this contest and still WWE National Champion, Stonewall.
Now here's a scary thought. Nick Willis threw everything he had at this man. Even maybe compromised a little bit with how he would normally behave. Even used the chair, and still it wouldn't take down the champion.
No, but he did much better than I thought he would, and he did better than most people do. I'll tell you this, Stonewall will not underestimate Nick Willis ever again.
The Tag Team Championship on the line next in our main event triple threat. Stay with us.
Hey, it's me, the Mountain of the South, Jimmy Hart. You never know who might show up. Hey, Ray Waddell, Superstar Ray Waddell's right here at Jimmy Hart's Hall of Fame Bar and Tiki Deck right here in Daytona Beach, Florida, and you're watching WWA Hysteria.
Hawkins and Logan legit earning themselves a bye into this championship match. The WWA Tag Team Championship on the line. Also advancing earlier in the evening, the Village Little People, the brand new teaming of Jones and Officer Andre and the Regime. Superior Tony Evans and Jake Bravado advancing to this main event tonight.
Well, it's obvious who's going to win this entire thing. It's been obvious this entire night.
You got to hedge your bets and bet on two people?
Oh, of course.
Which team have you got in this one?
You know who I've got in this one. Who do you think?
I don't understand the way your brain works, so I'm not even going to try.
It's clearly going to be these two. They're the freshest.
Well, they certainly have that going for them, that buy into this championship match. It is a major advantage. Jake Bravado and Superior Tony Evans have been through a battle tonight. You gotta wonder how much the wear and tear of this evening preceding this has taking its toll. The WWA champion, Superior Tony Evans, looking to leave with another championship belt tonight. If he and Bravado can come out victorious in this main event. You want to talk about underdogs and being unpredictable.
I picked my baby up on Saturday night. We headed downtown towards the neon lights. I got the 4x4 just as fast as it'll go. Well, she can't wait to hit the floor. She likes to rock and have a good time. My baby loves to bump and grind. Well, it's a Bravado! His tag team partner weighs in at 200 pounds, and he is the WWA champion and the man who is bigger than your boyfriend, prettier than your girlfriend, Superior Tony Evans! And team number 3, weighing in at 210 pounds, professional wrestling's only line dancing cowboy, Jones! And his tag team partner, weighing in at 140 pounds, Officer Andre!
Well, I will say that if Jones and Andre win this, it'll be the first time in WWA's history that 1.5 people have held the tag team titles.
Now would you stop it? They average out to a normal-sized tag team.
Jones is the current tallest member of the locker room.
Well, here we go. just got complete chaos to start this one off. And everyone else seems perfectly content to take on the underdogs.
Well, that's not going to do them well at all.
Boy, did you see the impact of that? And just like that, the regime in control of the match.
The only bigger impact was the realization of how badly this is going to go for everybody but the regime. The regime is going to win this easily. What was that? What did Jones hit him with?
Now it's called his fist.
He must have had something in it.
Oh, look at this, Andre.
What?
On the attack in the corner. Bravado on the receiving end.
Superior Tony Evans. Quickly getting rid of the Village Freak Show that was attacking Bravado. Drop toe hold against Officer Andre.
Well, I think that might be a little bit generous, but oh, this is not going to end well for Andre. Logan Legit and Tyler Hawkins, the freshest competitors in this match. It's tornado rules in this main event. Well, Logan Legit and Andre squaring off.
Andre just shoves Logan Legit down. Thing is some kind of macho man. Do the Village Little people really think they're going to win this?
Well, look at this, Andre.
What?
Andre with a fireman's carry. Logan Legit loopy from that, but now Andre with a boot upside the head. That'll slow anyone down.
Well, some of that shot to the solar plexus as Bravado exchanges some words with the former national champion.
the shoulders to the abdomen for good measure. Hawkins just relentless now on superior Tony Evans. They've got him isolated, and now they're going to try and neutralize him. It's a smart strategy, divide and conquer, when you're in a triple threat tornado tag team matchup like this.
Totally. Oh! I often talk about Bravado having the best striking game, but prior to his arrival, it was probably Jones, who is no slouch as a striker himself. Oh!
Two count for Logan Legit.
Thought he was going to go for that pony pounder for a moment, but went for a pin instead.
Look at this. They are just wrenching those arms at Jones. Jones with nowhere to go. Logan Legit and Tyler Hawkins, again with that divide and conquer strategy. They're isolating one member of each team and doing the damage. With them being the freshest competitors in this match, that is a solid strategy to walk out of here champions.
And you would expect that out of the team that has the best strategy. Consistently. Former manager turned teammate, Logan Legit.
Oh, did you hear that?
Yeah. Superior Tony Evans may have busted his knuckles on it.
Oh no. Evans just tossing Andre. Now Tony Evans getting a little payback on Tyler Hawkins. And Bravado going after Jones.
Down.
With authority, Bravado.
That was vicious.
Oh, man. Is fighting like he's got eyes in the back of his head. Look at him, taking it to the regime. Oh no. Bravado has other plans. Look at this, he's back up on his feet. And then some.
What a superior addition to Tony Evans.
Well, it almost seemed like the team of Legit and Hawkins just waiting for that right moment to strike.
It's that strategy. That's why those two are the absolute favorite to win this all.
Well, look, one thing that they're doing that's really smart is they're going for a tandem pin whenever possible. And that's perfectly allowed within the rules of this match.
Absolutely.
But, you know, I can't recall seeing somebody actually do a tandem pin. It's smart. That is smart. You have to give them credit. Oh, and a boot to Andre.
Jones now and Hawkins.
Oh, he got him all the way up and all the way down. Well, both Bravado and superior Tony Evans there in time. attrition between these teams.
Are we gonna see it? Yes, we are. The Pony Pounder.
Well, it looks like a Bronco Buster to me, but
whatever. Same thing.
Tomato, tomato, I suppose.
It's a smaller version of the same thing.
Oh, Tony Evans had too much time to recover. Oh, look at that. You want to talk about some quick thinking. 1, 2. Oh, wow. Tyler Hawkins broke up that pin, saving his partner. That would have been it. And Jones with a around. 1, 2.
No.
Oh, here comes Jordan Whittaker and a spear.
What's Jordan doing here?
He's sending a message to the champion. That's what he's doing. And Bravado powerless to stop him.
You gotta be kidding me.
Oh, and down goes Bravado.
Well, the odds-on champions to take advantage.
2. The Village Little People. Able to swoop in and keep this one going. A stunner for each.
You gotta be kidding me. No.
We could have new champions.
What?
No.
WWA Tag Team Champions, the Village Little People.
It happened. The Cinderella story of this tag team tournament, defying the odds. The Village Little People.
You've gotta be kidding me.
Jones and Andre capture the WWA Tag Team Championship. Can you believe it? No!
I picked my baby up on Saturday night. We headed downtown towards the neon lights. I got the 4x4 just as fast as it'll go. Well, she can't wait to hit the floor. She likes to rock and have a good time. My baby loves to bump and grind. Well, it's a